Hedwig, alongside her punk rock band, play a string of tiny venues, buffets and a festival, with a minuscule spattering of avid fans following in their footsteps, as their tour trails alongside the much more successful tour of rock star Tommy Gnosis, during a heated lawsuit which alleges the superstar has plagiarised Hedwig's songwriting. As the tour progresses, Hedwig bears all, revealing the true history behind her gender journey, and the love she once had with her rival. This is John Cameron Mitchell's iconic classic of gender rebellion, Hedwig and the Angry Inch, based on the off-Broadway show of the same name created by both John Cameron Mitchell and Stephen Trask. The film has earned a dedicated following over the years due to its subversive, rapid-fire, cool camp style, its numerous earworm songs that linger long after the film has finished, and due to its daring portrayal of trans and gender-fluid identities at a time when gender diversity was often the cheap punchline of even cheaper films. Brimming with queer anarchy and sincere empowerment, examining the nature of love that tears people apart, Hedwig and the Angry Inch remains an often funny, acerbic and heartfelt testament to becoming one's true self, the value of love, and the pitfalls of the recording industry. The style of Hedwig and the Angry Inch feels like a cohesive mixture of visual rebellion, tongue-in-cheek flamboyance, and sincere expressions of experiencing trauma, love and heartbreak at a time period where queerness and gender diversity is being demonised. The soundtrack is populated with great bangers of glam punk and rock ballads, heavily inspired by Lou Reed, David Bowie and Iggy Pop, effortlessly worming their ways into the conscious memory so that they can be repeatedly hummed and sung long after the film is over. Lyrically, these songs often incorporate themes of human connection, unity and heartache, songs that have become embraced by those in the queer community who align more with the punkier, anarchic side of the community. Amidst these great songs, the film takes clear critical aim towards the recording industry and how quickly your potential can be soaked up before being cast aside. The fickle nature of fame is encapsulated effectively in just how downtrodden Hedwig is, her genuine talent diluted and miscommunicated by a plagiarist and ex-lover who has experienced monumental success but would be nothing without her and her life experience. Hedwig's gender identity is intentionally ambiguous, referred to with feminine pronouns, yet also acknowledging her history as she refers to herself during a piece of dialogue as a girly boy. While the language surrounding gender diversity has become more accommodating over the decades, Hedwig's own gender journey is a source of great rebellious inspiration. Hedwig is a character who refuses categorization by a conventional gender binary. One song compares her to Berlin divided by the wall, destined to be torn down. Hedwig is like the tearing down of the wall, the eruption of freedom in the face of restriction. We may refer to Hedwig as a trans woman, as non-binary, as gender fluid. It's no surprise, considering this, that director John Cameron Mitchell has since come out as non-binary himself. But the significant detail is that gender expression can be another source of protest in the face of restriction. Hedwig may be downtrodden and disillusioned in the face of a success out of her reach. Her life may be a series of dashed loves and hopes, but she won't allow it to undermine her truest authenticity. We see a similar representation of gender diversity with the character Yitzac, Hedwig's husband. Yitzac presents as typically masculine, yet wishes to explore another side of themselves, trying on Hedwig's own blonde wigs, or seeking out other opportunities as a musician, such as an open casting call for a production of Rent. Yitzac has their own dreams, of lights, of the stage, and yes, even of transitioning, revealed when Yitzac is blessed with Hedwig's wig and transforms into her truest self. This focus on gender diversity is not unintentional here, as Yitzac presents as a man, becomes a woman, and is even played by actress Miriam Shaw. By celebrating Yitzhac's transition from backing vocalist into star of the stage, into womanhood, Hedwig and the Angry Inch further cements its message of making your own way through life, not to be upended by obstacles set by others, in the way Tommy became Hedwig's obstacle, and Hedwig became Yitzhac's obstacle. A message that resonates deeply in the present, where trans people continue to battle for their rights in the face of a continually restrictive and oppressive landscape, adamant on denying their right to exist. Fuck the haters, you do you. Additionally, beyond the embracing of gender diversity, transition, and gender expression as punk, Hedwig the Angry Inch is very much also a universal tale about healing the pains of breakup and betrayal. Hedwig's central struggles within the film stem from her fury with rival Tommy Gnosis, the love they once had, how much of herself she poured into Tommy by supporting his own musicianship, his own identity, offering sanctuary away from his family troubles, and protecting him from rabid fans during live performances. Much of Tommy's 90s rock god stage presence wouldn't exist without Hedwig nurturing his potential. Just as the song Origin of Love implies, performed earlier in the film, love is a unity consisting of two halves becoming one whole, which included Hedwig pouring her soul out to Tommy and his needs, making the pain of separation sting all the more as Tommy left with parts of Hedwig. The breakup stems from Tommy's own insecurities and fears, a mix-up of committal struggle and confusion over Hedwig's body, unable to love her fully as she deserved. There's suspicion, yet catharsis, as Tommy and Hedwig reunite, discovering their shared feelings. Tommy's recognition of his own fears as he apologises through song, bringing the two closer together as one. In the ultimate healing of pain, they unite. Tommy is Hedwig, Hedwig is Tommy, completely transcending the expectations and categorization of their individualism to become something more than themselves. It's beautiful, joyous, but not without its scars, as Hedwig expresses a newfound confidence, discovers successes unattainable to her before, and giving approval to Yitzac to pursue their own dreams. John Cameron Mitchell's film suggests that much of our healing can be as mutual as unpacking our internalized struggles, as well as acknowledging our external confrontations, and that to overcome the boundaries that keep us from reaching what we aspire for, healing and unity is essential. It becomes clear why John Cameron Mitchell follows the philosophy that true punk is in kindness. In conclusion, John Cameron Mitchell's Hedwig the Angry Inch is a glorious, anarchic ode to gender expression, to authenticity, to the journey love takes us on, while also aiming much-needed criticism towards the superficiality of fame in the music industry. Brimming with thunderous, playful and heartfelt style, Hedwig the Angry Inch is bound to become a film that is repeatedly watched and watched again due to the catchiness of the music, and the infectious confidence of John Cameron Mitchell's Hedwig. An electrifying film from beginning to end, way ahead of its time, and still remaining so, this is likely to become an all-time new favourite film for many. A special thank you to my incredible tier Patreon supporters, Gail, Javier Grillo Magswatch and Keith Gaylor, and my super tier Patreon supporters Spoldzilla and Eclair.